everybody, welcome back to the craft room. I am so glad that you could join me today or tonight or this afternoon or whenever this morning or whenever you are watching this video. I am so glad that you could be here. So I thought I would show you a couple more of my squares for the Tunisian crochet along that I'm following. This is an old one. This is from last year, and it is a sampler blanket. I will make sure and put a link to that down in the description box for you guys if you want to go check it out. Now, my previous video, I showed you my first square, which I will go ahead and show it to you again. The first square is just a simple Tunisian stitch, and I am going with, I guess you can call like rustic colors or something like that. I'm going to go with browns, and I did use a green, and it's not really brown, it's a maroon, but it could be a reddish brown. But anyway, and I am also using just regular 4-weight Red Heart Super Saver, stuff that my Addie does not like. And I'm using the biggest aluminum crochet hook, Tunisian crochet hook that I have, which is an 8mm. Guess you're not allowed to see that, but it is an 8mm Tunisian crochet hook. So that's what I'm using. Here's a review. This is my simple Tunisian one. This is a light brown one. There's the back for those who want to know. This is an easy stitch. I've got this down. Piece of cake, easy peasy. The first several stitches are ones that I already know how to do. Some of them I can do better than others. But anyway, this next one is my favorite of all times Tunisian crochet stitch that I don't do very often, because I did figure out how to do it in the round, but it did require a lot of counting and paying attention. So it's pretty much mainly a flat stitch, and you can't make it flat and put it in the round because your colors don't stack right. But this is the Tunisian full stitch, and I did this. It's really a maroon color and like a forest green, but there's that. And I opted, the pattern actually only did one color, but I opted to do a 2-color because in my opinion it's way easier to tell what row you're on and where you need to put that first and that last stitch, because every other row your first stitch goes right before, just right before that stitch, and then the other row, your last stitch goes like right after. Looks like it's too far. But if you know how to do the stitch, that makes complete sense. If you don't, then yeah. Anyway, that's why I always do 2 colors, so that I know where I'm at on the pattern. So far, here is my 2 finished squares, and these measure approximately 8 inches, an 8x8 square. The third square pattern is the one I'm currently working on. I'm using this brown color. I don't know what it's called. It's a brown color, tan brown color. And this is the Tunisian rib stitch, which this stitch actually helped me click with, Tunisian rib, Tunisian purl stitch, my apologies. Which the Tunisian purl stitch, once I figured it out, it helped click with doing the knit, the purl stitch when I was knitting. Before that, I just could not comprehend or understand how to do that stitch. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I got 17 rows down. I think I have to go to a total of 27, 24, 27, something like that. I do have a little bit of tension issue with this stitch. As you can see, it's a little wonky. Especially up here at the top. Now I realize, it's time to go back doing the stitch. But it's not totally square. It's a little bit longer down here, and it's a little bit wonky, but this is not one that I do a whole lot. And it is getting, that's the front side of it, if you're curious what that looks like. It's not one that I do a whole lot, but it is fairly simple to do. And this is the back side. If you want to know what it looks like. So I have a few more rows to finish on this one, and then I can move on to the next square, which I believe, without going and looking at the pattern, I believe it is a Tunisian knit stitch, which I do like that stitch too. But once again, it's going to be a completely wonky square because I have tension issues with the knit stitch. So anyway, that's what I have. Here's all three of them. I can't hold all three of them together very well, but here will be, make sure I got them going the right direction, all three of them so far. First one in the middle, second one over here, and this will be the third one. That's how far I've gotten on this so far, and I'm looking forward to working on this a little bit more. So let me know down in the comments below if you are attempting this with me, or maybe you haven't learned how to do this yet and you would like to try. There is, I believe, video instructions for all of these stitches on the Knitter Knotter YouTube channel, which she also has those listed in with the pattern stitches for each of the squares. So I want to thank you guys for joining me here in the craft room. If you have not checked out my thankfulness challenge, I will put a link to that down in the description box below, and I will see you right back here in the craft room for my next video.